Hi, I'm Lissa.
I'm here also.
That's Gina. And I'm Lauren. And this is another episode of the Favorite Daughters podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome for what? You didn't do anything. You had one job to say, I'm Gina.
Today I'm acting as studio audience just because I am a mega fan of the show. I don't really have any commentary to add. I'm just here to
Munch
laugh at
on
you
pretzels
to
and
your
eat lemonade?
faces. That too.
All right, Lissa has an announcement. What's the announcement?
So I forgot to say it, I think 2 podcasts in a row, but I was at Mom's house the other day. And
The other day, as in 2 weeks ago now? Okay.
you know how it is. And she had to take all the bird feeders away because of that weird...
The crazy birds with the gooey
Yeah.
eyes dying.
Yeah, they got a social distance.
Have you heard that? Let me take a pause here.
Okay.
So it started in like DC area, I want to say a couple weeks ago, but it's more like a month or two now. Birds are just dying and they don't know why. They're like finding dead birds with like crusty eyes and stuff, and they're, doing tests and they can't figure out what's happening. So they're recommending people along the East Coast remove their bird feeders for the time being to, they don't know if it's related to a brand of bird seed. They don't know if there's a virus going around. They don't want them. I mean, it might be,
eating from the
who
same
knows
thing.
if it's COVID for birds.
Yeah.
But that's just
COVID.
the thing. Take your bird feeders in or just empty them out, or just feed all your seed to the squirrels.
Well,
Continue.
I do have a comment on that because I was talking to Mom about it last night.
I still haven't put my squirrel picnic bench up.
And
I still haven't put my squirrel picnic bench up. I've got 3 squirrel nests in that tree outside the window.
but not one
and
picnic bench?
And not one picnic bench. Can you believe it?
That's your fault.
Go ahead.
I was talking to Mom about the bird things, and apparently she talked to someone at Wild Birds Unlimited, and they said that it doesn't affect the songbirds. So, like, her canaries, and...
Why'd you put canaries in quotes?
Because they're not canaries.
Oh, the yellow ones, the finches?
Yeah.
Got it.
And stuff are safe. So she's putting her bird feeders back out. But a couple weeks ago, she didn't have them out. And so, like, the hummingbirds were coming up and just eating from the flowers she had on the deck. And the bluebirds were sitting on the thing and, like, swooping down and catching bugs because they get the bugs. They don't really eat the seeds.
Okay.
And I'm, like, looking at the hummingbird floating around outside. And I'm like, Mom, he's so sad he can't get, like, his sugar. I'm like, they're the only ones that really eat from it. Why can't you just put the hummingbird feeders out? She goes, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. She gave me some excuse. I don't remember. And then the motherfucking hummingbird sat on the goddamn swing.
It sat on the swing?
It sat on the swing. And I sat there and I apologized to Mom. I was like, I'm so sorry I ever doubted you.
She bought a hummingbird swing. It's like this wire perch that they're supposed to sit on. And it's been sitting there for, 2 years now? And not a goddamn hummingbird has sat on it. And we're like, Mom, that was stupid. They're not going to use it.
And I finally saw one on it. So sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
I was flabbergasted.
So we're drinking Starbucks. I have another pink drink with my little strawberries floating in them. And it's going to be like a theme of me trying to get the strawberries through the hole every time they come up to the top. I even bought my own bag of dehydrated strawberries to make my own pink drinks at home, which aren't the same, but I just put strawberries in them. Anyway, so I was driving home from the plant store. And,
of course.
I went to Starbucks and I got a pink drink, and I'm drinking my pink drink, and the pink drink's almost gone, and there's just a few strawberries left at the bottom, and I'm driving my car with one hand, tilting the cup in the air with the other, and, like, tilting my body so I could see from, like, one eye to try and shake the strawberry down from the bottom of the cup and through the hole. Not like an adult, like, who would open up the cup and just reach in and grab the strawberry.
No.
And then I realized to myself something astonishing. These cups are clear. So I just held it right in front of my damn and looked right through the cup.
Okay.
And was able to get strawberries while I drove.
So
I didn't say it was safe.
It was.
I didn't say it was smart either.
So I've realized lately that I do the whole ADD zone out
Isn't there a word for it? Disassociation?
while I'm driving and
Oh.
realize I'm just staring at the car in front of me and don't know where I'm driving. I'm just following them. So if they're breaking laws, I'm breaking laws.
Oh, you don't like autopilot. You just follow the car in
Like,
front
I
of
just
you?
stare at, like, I'll find I'm just staring at their bumper, their license plate or something like that. And I'm just, wait, where am I? Am I even going the right way?
Oh, I do something different. I'll do that. I'll dissociate while I'm in the car, but like I'll be thinking about 500 different things, and then suddenly like I'm all of a sudden where I was going, and it was a 45-minute drive, and I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Yep.
Was there traffic? Did I take the highway? Was I driving the wrong way? I don't even know. I'm just suddenly
You
where
were
I'm
on the wrong
supposed to
side
be.
of the highway.
Yeah, I could have been. Who knows?
You
I wouldn't have paid
you were in a
attention if anyone was
high-speed
honking at
chase.
me. I was in a high-speed chase. I'm literally in a jail cell, but it's where I was going.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to be anyway.
So, not that Lissa got me into reading, but I spiraled a little bit, and I posted a picture on our Instagram a little earlier of this book called Children of the Matrix by David Icke. We had discussed potentially doing an episode about celebrities we felt were aliens and why. So I started writing a list of celebrities, and I got 2 on there, and then I was like, of course, my brain functions in a way where when I need to pull up information, I can't. So I was like, let me do a Google search and see like who other people out there think are aliens in the celebrity community, and then I can make my own determinations if I feel that's true or if maybe it'll remind me of someone else. And all I could get in my Google search was what celebrities believe in aliens. And I was like, that's not what I want. So I decided, well, what celebrities are supposed to be reptilians, right? Because that's like...
Steve Buscemi.
Wow. Well, here, let me ask you this, Gina. When... that was weird.
Strawberry?
No, it was spit. I don't fucking know. When I ask you, what celebrity do you think is an alien? Who's the first person that comes to mind?
It actually was Steve Buscemi.
It was? Oh.
I go Keanu Reeves.
We both thought Keanu Reeves.
Mhm.
And not in a bad way. Like, he's just, like, such a wholesome person.
I
that
think
it's like,
Keanu is from like one of those advanced alien races that's like checking up on us.
Yeah.
I would say Steve Buscemi is just like a run of the mill
fucking weirdo.
like gray in a bad human suit. Like,
He's an egger suit.
Yeah.
So I Googled, like, what celebrities are believed to be reptilians. And then I was like, this isn't really what I want either. And then I was like, well, I can't talk about reptilians unless I get, like, a textbook definition of reptilians. Like, I know what a reptilian is and the idea of reptilians, but, like, what would the internet tell me X, Y, and Z is a reptilian? This is how you know a reptilian. This is where they came from. Like, right? You were about to interrupt me.
No, I just remember the way I learned about the different types of aliens, the grays, the reptilians, and the tall whites, was from a stupid show that got canceled about some guy being abducted by aliens, and he was in like a support group for other abductees.
What is this called?
I was just gonna look it up because I can't remember what the name of it was, but like it turns out the people in his support group are actually aliens.
Well, that's like what's that movie? It's
She's doing lobster claws.
it's got the guy and it's got the other guy. I'm picturing the faces. I just can't come up with the names.
Okay, what's the movie about, dude?
About a bunch of people that work at a Costco and aliens invade.
Oh, The Watch?
The Watch, yes.
The Watch.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to tell you about the movie. So there's a movie called The Watch with Vince Vaughn and not Adam Sandler, but the other one. Does that help?
Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller. Yes. And they all work at this Costco, and aliens invade, and they make this neighborhood watch, and they're like, well, we're going to go fight these aliens, and it turns out one of the guys in their neighborhood watch is an alien. He was a good alien, not a bad alien, but anyway. I lost track. What was I talking about? You were talking about a movie, I was talking about reptilians. So I was like, where do reptilians come from, right? So I was Googling it, and I ended up on Wikipedia, which I heard on NPR is actually very meticulously researched and written information by people of Earth.
The show I was thinking of is called People of Earth.
And it's canceled?
Yeah, it only had like a season or two. And it was
Is it like on Netflix or something?
I think it's on Hulu.
I think I'll watch it.
It was funny.
So Wikipedia had a very interesting article about the idea that reptilians were kind of... It's always been around that there's been, like, other kinds of races, you know, there could be aliens or whatever, and they think it was kind of popularized by Conan the Barbarian having, like, a reptile man creature. But the person that popularized the fact that there's an alien race of reptilians is this guy, David Icke, who is a...
Reptilian himself.
An ex-football player and sportscaster turned conspiracy theorist. Bizarre as hell. But I did some research on it, and, like, I started spiraling. So, like, you know, I'd read a sentence, and it would be like, this has to do with, like, the Anunnaki. And I was like, I know the word Anunnaki from Ancient Aliens. But I was like, what is the definition of an Anunnaki? Like, I couldn't explain to someone what that is, so I looked that up. And then I looked up this word, and then I looked up that word, and I'm like, this is starting to, like, make sense. I'm like, do I really think I'm starting to believe this? There's no way I'm starting to believe this. And then I saw that he's an author of like a dozen books, and I was like, well, let me start with the one that is titled Children of the Matrix, the most comprehensive explanation ever written of the reptilian manipulation of human society by the man who brought it to public attention.
Now, is it just a coincidence that they're talking about reptilians and the Matrix? Keanu Reeves.
How come that didn't even click? How come that didn't even click? It starts, like, the book opens, besides all, like, the prefixes he's written over the years with the republications, it actually starts with a quote from The Matrix. And he's like, this is literally the best representation that I can explain of what I'm trying to tell you. Like, this is... I don't know. Anyway. So I'm about 30-something pages into this book, and every time I turn the page, this isn't like one of those books that has like conversation in it where like you're turning pages real quick because there's not a lot of words. These are dense paragraphs of this man's word vomit on reptilians and Atlantis and Lemuria, and I'm just like throwing this book down every page going, no, I have to look this up. And, like, I'll go online and I'll do a little research about something. I just threw my pencil across the room. And it makes sense. But then I try and go to explain it to Alfie, who's sitting on the other side of the room. And, like, my brain's like, well, does it make sense? But it does make sense. But does it make sense? And I can't stop reading it. So, hopefully as we go on in podcast episodes, there will be some things I want to talk about from the book. There's a lot of stuff I want to mention, but, like, he's just kind of going over, like, the overview of things and hasn't gone into a lot of detail, so I don't have all the answers or all the questions, and I'm really excited.
So I didn't want to bring my other notebook with me, so I just took a picture of the one story I had. So let me pull up the picture.
Lazy.
I had a lot of stuff to carry. It was the newest episode of My Salon or Me is Haunted. So this one I told you about. This is when I called you freaking out about the dryer.
Yes.
Okay.
You told that one.
I didn't talk about the dryer. No. Because I have it in this week's notes.
Oh, okay. Then maybe it was
I categorize my notes because I don't know what I talk about.
Okay, I was wrong. Just go ahead. Tell the story.
Okay. So I was working alone, and I put What was it? Ice?
Ice.
Okay. So I was working alone, and I'm sitting there just, like, watching Netflix in the back, and I was like, you know what? Let me do some laundry. So I put...
Working, in quotes.
So I put laundry into what was in the wash and the dryer, and then a new load in the wash, and the towels were what came out of the dryer. So I put them in a bucket, started up the dryer and the washing machine. They're making noise. I'm folding the towels, the dryer behind me. And I fold up all the towels. I go to put them away. And then someone walked in as I was putting the towels away. And so I was like, okay, I told him to have a seat. And then I realized I didn't have any combs. So I had to go into the back room again to grab combs. And the dryer that was running 5 minutes ago is now wide the fuck open.
Wide the fuck open.
And everything is cold. Like, it never got turned on, or somehow... After I turned it on, I didn't realize that it opened back up immediately, but I'm like, I definitely, like, it doesn't turn on unless the door is locked. And then you really have to yank it to pop it open. So, like, I must have been not paying attention while I was folding towels, and this thing fucking popped open behind me.
And why would it be haunted if the dryer is opening?
Because it's only happening when I'm there. I talked to the other girls about it, and they're like, no, that's creepy. Like, I don't want to know about it. Nothing happens here without you.
I don't believe them.
And then it, like, follows me home.
Well, that too. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's really weird.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just, like, extra sensitive to it, and they're not noticing it. And I'm just, because I've watched all these ghost shows.
The more you're looking for it, too, the more likely you're going to see something. If someone's afraid of it and they don't want to see it, like, they'll be like me, who's like, oh, something crashed in the back room. Must have been the cat. Like... Yeah. That's how I used to do until, I don't have any cats anymore and I still hear it.
It's the ghost cats.
It's really weird.
Yeah. So, other than that, nothing really happened. I've been trying to ignore things, so.
Have you started recording the sounds that you hear?
No, but later on that day, because I had called you and like, oh, you need to record it. I did set up my phone while I did a couple haircuts, and it recorded like a 15-minute video of just the back room. And I rewatched it. I sat there and watched another 15 minutes of just the back room, and nothing happened.
Maybe it doesn't happen when you have people in there. Maybe you need to set it recording when no one is in the salon and like go sweep at the front door or something and see if something happens in the back. Maybe it doesn't happen when there's actual clients. I'm
thinking I need to get
a spirit box.
We have one.
I know.
It's at Mom's house.
I know.
No, I think I'm gonna get, next time they're on sale through like Amazon, I'm gonna get a Ring camera. Because those, you could just put batteries on it and put it anywhere.
Why can't you use the camera Mom and Dad have?
The Ring camera they have?
The Cooper cam.
Oh shit, I forgot.
They got the Cooper cam. They have like a doggy cam where you can like where I can check in on your phone and like talk through it and stuff. It's like a baby camera for
and
a
then
dog.
If it detects motion, it'll like record it, I think.
I don't know how it works.
But like I want to set it up like on one of the stations pointing out to the salon, so when I'm sitting in the back, just like on my phone or reading a book or something like that, when it's quiet, it'll catch stuff that goes outside, because a lot of it is
in the salon itself, not the back room.
Not necessarily the back room. It's only been a few things in the back room. I was going to say a Ring camera, because then it'll notify me if something happens.
Motion detected in the salon. Motion detected in the salon.
And I'm like, I gotta go.
We yell that when there's like a sound that the Ring doorbell app makes, and it says motion detected at the back door,
or wherever you have it set up.
And every time we're sitting on my parents' couch, the like Alexa will light up and make that noise, and we just go motion detected at the back door. So I was grocery shopping once. Were you with me?
Yes.
Yeah. We're in a frozen aisle in Target at one end, and there's a gentleman walking by the aisle at the other end, and his phone makes that noise, and we both motion detected at the back door. It was just like reflex, and I don't know if he heard us.
No, he definitely heard us. Yeah.
It just comes out. It's one of those things, you just do it so often you don't even realize you're doing it anymore.
Yeah.
You, Gina, started to mention something outside about the Hadron Collider? Yes.
So, I don't know how far or close I'm supposed to be to this.
Don't know what to do with your hands. That's perfect.
No, just as a fan, I fully support this Hadron Collider theory. I think it makes a lot of sense. And okay, so I had a few things. One, summer has come and gone. That is legit what the lyrics used to be. That's not new, though, because I have been arguing this for like at least 4 years.
Yeah?
Yes, that I was like, when did
Really?
it become summer has come and passed? That's not how. So I was screaming in my car when you said that because I was like,
I'm not one that like knows the lyrics to the songs, but if I hear it, I might like try to sing it. So I'm going to listen to it and see what my brain tries to pull
my brain
out.
says gone. That's what my brain says. So that was a big one that I wanted to mention. But then also, have you guys ever seen or heard of the movie Yesterday? The premise is there's a guy who's the only one who remembers the Beatles, and the entire world has forgotten that they existed.
That would be a good world.
I don't like the Beatles, so I'm not going to listen to it or watch it.
I love the Beatles, but also the movie itself is pretty funny because all of a sudden it's pretty much everyone except for maybe like 3 people on the entire globe. And it's not just the Beatles, like there's a couple of other just random things that disappear. Yeah. And so spoiler alert, I don't want to get too, I really love the movie. I thought it was super cute and I actually recommend it. But there is like one spoiler, which is that it's not that everyone's forgotten the Beatles. It becomes clear, and this isn't the point of the film. The film is just cute, but it becomes clear at some point that this individual that the movie's following is in a completely different universe where not only the Beatles never existed, but like everything else carried on the same way. The members of the band lived out their lives and just never were in the Beatles, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so sometimes I think about that and then I'm like, okay, so maybe what if what's happening with the Hadron Collider or whatever it is that's causing this is that just a few people at a time are being zapped into a different dimension. And that's why not everyone can agree. Bernstein, or summer's come and gone, summer's come and passed. And people are like, no, it's always been this. Like, it's always been this for you. But for me, it was always summer has come and gone. Yeah.
But I don't think that theory holds water because there's so many people on both sides of the argument. And some things are different for like the 3 of us. So how would one of us have been shifted from universe to universe and still have all the other memories and all the other
Random.
What do you mean random?
Yeah.
So you're just so what I'm saying is, so the cool thing about quantum mechanics is there's really an answer
No
for everything
rules.
because there's no rules, and every single molecule, including your entire body, is existing in multiple states at multiple times, right? Like this is what the different membranes, the different dimensions are all about. So like, who's to say it's not just a random selection that all of a sudden I'm in a different dimension than this one, but it looks the same. None of us have noticed any differences. There are no blips, but all of a sudden
That's the only thing that's different.
the only thing that's different is that I'm actually from a different dimension than I was 5 seconds ago. I've switched places with another version of
So
myself.
you could be like the 34th iteration of yourself in this timeline and no one knows.
Yeah, and you're the 47th and you're the 12th. Like, who knows?
Interesting.
But another thing could be that in multiple dimensions, it could be Berenstain.
That's true. Yeah.
So no matter, it could be multiple people switching around, but just not.
That's not.
It's just
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Beatles give me PTSD.
Of what?
Were you in my Girl Scout troop when I was a kid? You were in my Girl Scout troop, right? Well, whatever one had, I don't know. Like, I feel weird naming names.
You don't have to name replace.
Name replace?
Yeah, like Amy.
But how are you gonna know?
I'm sure I'll figure it out via context.
Well, there were 2 girls in
Well,
this
you can
group.
say a first name, just don't say a last name.
That's right. There were 2 girls in the troop whose parents were also the troop leaders. And she's giving me the I got it. But like the parents were horrible people, so the children were horrible people, but that's where I brought the Beatles into my life from, was Girl Scouts, and I associate it with those horrible people. Like, I liked the Beatles for a while as a kid, and then suddenly, like, when I looked back on it, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to remember any of them. Just these awful people.
I actually don't remember any Beatles association with those folks who you may or may
Really?
not be referring to.
Which I am referring to.
But I can understand that, where like you have an association with a particular type of music and you associate that music with a particular person. There are certain bands that I cannot listen to this day because I'm just like, no, that just reminds me of that dude. And
Yeah,
it's a
no.
good band. I like their songs, but
But I
like,
just can't.
I just can't listen to them like ever.
So you remember when I worked at the bank?
I do remember when you worked at the bank.
Sherry,
Sherry.
that motherfucking bitch.
Did she like the Beatles?
No, she ruined the song "Sherry" by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
I'm so sorry.
And now every single time it comes on, I slam my radio off. I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking go home in silence now.
You know what? I just remembered another terrible association with the Beatles. I used to work at Apple, and at some point during my my years at Apple, they acquired the Beatles anthology and put the Beatles on our name tags and played nothing but the Beatles for 6 months. And
Yeah.
not like the entire collection of the Beatles, like the 12 most popular songs of the Beatles on repeat 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
I wanted to poke holes in my eardrums.
You will not enjoy the film Yesterday.
Duly noted.
Oh, so I tried to watch Fear Street.
Yeah, it was good.
I watched the first one. It was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Really? It was so reminiscent of like old school horror movies. It was cute. Did you watch it, Fear Street, on Netflix? It's like a 3-part horror series. It was really good.
No, because if they just burned the fucking bones, everything would have been solved. Do they not watch Supernatural?
Supernatural. I already know we have to turn the volume down on this. This is not Supernatural. This is not how that works.
I'm just watching it going, this is so stupid. Like,
Just salt and burn
just
the bones.
let this fucking bitch die and y'all be good.
So I guess you're not going to watch parts 2 and 3?
No.
Okay.
And I mean, in the first one, the one kid goes through talking about all the other little, like, they go into the stories, or, well, this murder happened then, and this is what the curse is from. And it's like, I've gotten enough where I don't need to watch the other two now.
You do, though.
I've got enough story. Like, I'm good.
It's like really gory. Like it's more
is.
it's more gory than like
The girl with her head going through the slicer. I liked
yeah,
that.
that was good.
I liked that.
Like she's fighting with this evil thing, and there's like
a bread
like one of
slicer.
those bread slicers from the deli, and like you're like, there's no way they're gonna do that, and they go there.
And her head just falls into
every
pieces.
time you think there's gonna be a death where you're like, there's no way they're gonna go there, they do it, and you're like, this is awesome.
That's the only thing I liked about it is that they yeah.
Anyway, it's good. You should. It's you know, it's nostalgic because they're
Okay.
based on R.L. Stein books, and it's like okay. By the way, I don't remember what station we were watching it on. Was it Hulu or was it? I don't know what it was, but somewhere you can stream Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah. That was fun.
I think it's Hulu. But have you ever seen the show? And it's like a British comedy that I think they like ended up.
I hate British comedies.
I know, but it's called The IT Crowd. I love it.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
I showed.
Yes, I've seen the IT Crowd. I've seen several episodes, yeah. It's frustrating, though, when you're actually in IT. Because you're like, don't do that!
When I was at mom,
Because it's funny, because these are the actual calls you get all day long. All day long!
so I was talking to mom about it last night. I was like, Mom, there's this show that I found. And it's like a British comedy, but it's like cheesy, but it's funny and it's like entertaining to watch. And I'm like, it's called like the It Club or It Crowd. And Dad goes, the IT Crowd. I was like, I don't know what it's called, but it's funny. Dad was like, no, that show is so stupid. And me and Mom are like dying. And I'm like, the whole first episode is just,
so
did you turn it off and turn it back on again? Is it plugged in? Is the light on? And Dad's like, no. And I'm like,
that's what we do 8 hours a day, Lissa. Like, you get a phone call and you're like, okay, so you can't hear, no one can hear you on your headset. I know this is going to sound silly, but can you check to see if there's like a mute button somewhere on your cord? They're like, oh, I found it. Like, thanks, have a great day. It's so hard to grasp that there's still people that don't grasp technology. I mean, you don't have to be an expert.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to know how to code a website or whatever. Or
listen, we knew how to do coding when MySpace was a thing. How I knew how to do it.
We were doing HTML in the MySpace days, okay? But there's like a general level of knowledge that someone should have to have in order to have a job that uses technology. That's my personal opinion. Or if they don't have that knowledge, that's also fine. Like, if you don't have it, we'll teach it to you. Let us know you don't know how to do this, and I'll show you how to do it.
At least
still not going to know how to do it. What are you talking about?
At least people should understand. Let me first turn it off, turn it back on, and see maybe if that worked, and then I'll call IT.
The best calls I get are like, hey, Lauren, such and such isn't working. Just so you know, I tried to turn it off, tried to turn it back on again. I unplugged it, plugged it back in. I'm like, you just made my day so much easier.
Oh.
Or the calls that I get, like, it's broken. And I look at it and I'm like, well, it's working now. I'm like, all right.
What I hate is when people think hitting the lock button on the iPhone is turning it off.
Do you know how hard it is to explain to someone over the phone how to force close an app on an iPhone? Just swipe up from the bottom. Like, you don't know what they're doing. They're like, it's doing nothing. Like, well, like, swipe up. Like, put your finger at the bottom and swipe it up, but, like, not too fast, but not too slow, but not all the way, but kind of halfway. And then you'll see boxes that are kind of floating. Hang on, let me send you a YouTube video. Like,
yeah.
It's so difficult.
Like
That's
that pilot?
Yes, like that pilot. Oh, my God. That's why I never transitioned to doing, like, Apple Care on the phone. When I was looking for a new IT job, I was thinking about, like, doing Apple Care over the phone because pandemic, had to stay at home, you know, all that stuff. And I couldn't fathom how I was going to explain things to people over the phone. I got to do it anyway, but...
I mean, you could FaceTime them.
No. No. The answer's no. So, Lissa took me... Okay.
How they doing?
This bra is the best freaking bra. So I used to get my bras at Soma, and then they stopped making the style bra I liked in my size, so I had to get a different style bra, and they never really fit right, but I didn't really have a choice because I couldn't find another bra. So finally I went back, and they're like, oh, we have this new one. And it's like a cloud. It's just like, anyway, that's not the point.
Isn't it supposed to be a minimizer?
It is.
What is it?
It is. My point... Anyway. Okay. I feel objectified. The point was the mall. We went to the mall the other day. We get in the car. I pick her up, and she has this bag in her hand. It's a Lego bag. And I was like, are you returning something at the Lego store?
No.
And she goes, no, I'm returning it to FYE.
Yeah, there's an FYE in the mall
There's
again.
an FYE in the mall again. So we had...
Sorry, the youngins call it Phi.
Are you kidding me?
I shit you not. I saw a TikTok that it was like some millennial making fun of a Gen Z. And they're like, I went to this like Phi store, and it was then it just like cut to this guy, and he was like, the fuck she just said? Yeah. Continue.
So, in our mall, we used to have a bunch of stores. Like, they were just normal mall stores for the late 90s. Yeah. And we had an FYE, and it went out of business. And then the mall decided they wanted to be a little more upscale. And, like, all these stores started closing, and they were opening, like, fancier places. There was, like...
Coach and Michael Kors.
Yeah, but then they realized that it's fucking Danbury, Connecticut, and no one can afford that
And
shit.
now Coach and Michael Kors are closed.
And they've started allowing things like FYE with tchotchkes back in the mall. And it was an experience. Do you know what I found inside that FYE? One guess on what I found inside that FYE.
A Backstreet Boys CD?
I mean, close enough. A Tamagotchi.
Amazing! Is it
A
new?
mini
Are
Hello
they still
Kitty
making?
new Tamagotchi.
Wow.
I was so excited. And then I was like, why would I buy this? I have real video games now. And like animals.
Real life pets. You know, my favorite FYE fact from the 90s was that they had 2 FYEs and they were directly one on top of the other. What was the point of that? Do you remember that?
That's right.
There was like one upstairs and one downstairs.
It wasn't one store
It
with like a
was not one
staircase. It was
store.
2
It was
separate
just like
FYE
2 Dunkin'
stores.
Donuts, except there was 2 FYEs.
There were also 2
on top
Dunkin'
of
Donuts.
each- Well, yes, but it was
There were
just-
also 2 Aunt Annie's pretzels.
It was the most cliche.
Easy now.
But like,
Remember the cookie place?
yes,
Mrs. Fields cookie place? You
That
could get a
place is
warm
awesome.
chocolate chip cookie. God, I miss that place.
giant cookie pie.
The cookie pie.
Do you remember the place that had chocolate-covered apples?
No. They have a candy world again.
They do.
I had to use every ounce of my being to not walk into that store. Do you hear that? I didn't go into the candy store.
Yeah.
It's weird going into the mall. Like, we're getting a Longhorn
And a
Steakhouse
Shake
and a
Shack.
Shake Shack. I've never been to either of them.
You still eat meat.
Barely.
All right. So for everyone who still eats meat, unfortunately, that's not myself. Longhorn literally has the best steaks I've ever had in my entire life,
Yeah.
bar none. I've been to expensive, like $100, $200 per person steakhouses in New York City, and Longhorn Steakhouse, the chain, has better steaks than anywhere else I've ever eaten in my life. So that's number 1. Number 2, the reason I'm still excited about Longhorn coming is literally everything else they have is amazing too. They have the best pasta, they have the best desserts, their ice cream is the best ice cream I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Bread they give you.
Everything is out of this world. I cannot freaking wait for them to open it. Every time we drive by and there's like more construction done, I'm like,
Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? I didn't know it was so good because, like, I've gone
Yeah.
to places like fucking Texas Roadhouse, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, everything tastes like it was smoked. Like, not even like, hey, this was in a smoker. It's like I've added smoke
Well,
flavor
that's
to this, and I
Texas.
want to fucking puke.
Yeah.
That and there's like line dancing, which makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Like every 45 minutes or something, there's line dancing music that comes on,
And all the
the
waiters-
servers have to dance.
wow.
How humiliating! I'm sorry. Unless maybe
Imagine
that's
that
like your
performance
step
review.
in.
Like, you didn't dance very enthusiastically this week.
It's like you don't have enough pieces of flair.
Exactly. A Shake Shack is it's all right. Ain't nothing special.
That's everything I had today. I was just crossing things off my list. I had one other thing to mention, but it was just like
Go ahead and mention it.
a fuck
Go ahead
the
and mention it.
story. I
Mention
saw a
it.
TikTok that was like, "Oh my god, we're going up the steepest road in the United States of America," and like they turn onto this road, and this woman's like, "No, I can't go up there. I'm not driving up that," and they're showing it, and I'm like, "It doesn't look that steep." So I went on Google Maps, and I was like, "This still doesn't look that steep." I'm like, the fucking steepest road I've ever been on my life, North Mountain Road. Have you ever been up North
Oh,
Mountain
North
Road
Mountain
and been like, "What?" No.
No, the steepest one is that
State Street in Danbury?
Where you're literally dropped. You drop. You can't even see when you're turning on it. You can't even see the road in front of you. You think your
It's
car is
scary.
gonna fall off the earth.
You really do.
It's short. It's only like
It's
maybe
like a
50
10-foot,
feet.
yeah.
Like it's not
Like the incline is like 10 feet and you're just like, you have to have your foot on the brake
and
and the gas at the same time. Otherwise, you're just going to slam into the car
Yeah.
behind you.
You really have to like.
I don't know how to measure the grade of a street, though. Like, is there a tool I can purchase to measure the grade of a street?
I'm sure
Because I really want to measure that, and I want to measure North Mountain Road and compare it to the grade of the other one. Because not even the long curvy... Is it curvy road in San Francisco? There's some really fucking steep roads in San Francisco and Seattle. They're super steep. I was terrified driving on those too, and I still think North Mountain Road was steeper.
Yeah.
But they said they don't even make the list of like the top 10 steepest roads in the world. There's gotta be a way that I can go to this place and measure it.
I mean, me and Dan did a delivery, I think it was yesterday, and we went deep. It was like in Sherman somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. And it was like you went up this hill and then you got to the top. There was like one house and then it just dropped. And I'm like, no, your car, don't do that. Foot on the brake.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I don't know how you drive on
Like you couldn't see where you were dropping to. There wasn't.
It's like a roller coaster.
There wasn't road.
Another instance where I really wish there was video associated with these podcasts. Like, I feel like we should do it and have a YouTube channel. Some podcasts do that, but
What?
just a little. What do you mean, what?
Just get a tripod. I guess.
I was thinking about getting rid of
Can
this
we
dresser.
film it with a potato, though, so no one can see my pimples? Oh, they actually have those, with the new phones, those one that make you, like, the Memoji.
Uh-huh.
I am not a cat.
Oh, that guy. There's that. Yep, the guy. I was thinking about, because, okay, so in
Like
this.
the Liberty Bibberty commercial.
What the fuck?
The Liberty Bibberty?
The fuck?
The Liberty Mutual?
The Limu?
Liberty Mutual? Liberty Bibberty?
What are you talking about?
Have you not seen the new commercial where he's like FaceTiming the emu and then he puts on the different filters and he goes, "Look, I'm an emu!" And then the emu starts attacking him with the emu filter. I'm gonna stop.
I don't
now.
have television.
I don't either. It's on Hulu.
I don't use Hulu a
Okay.
lot.
No, I don't pay
I
for
get
my
it
Hulu-
free with
Yeah.
Spotify.
So I just deal with the 30-second commercials, yeah.
Yeah, I don't use it a lot. I watch Catfish on Hulu.
I watch Handmaid's Tale.
Fucking love Catfish. Okay, so there's this dresser here, and it's super deep. It's one of those like old dressers where like the doors open on the front,
And then there's
and
doors.
I love it so much, but it's so big. And I was thinking about downsizing my oddities collection just because plants bring me more joy than oddities these days. But I was thinking about getting like a love seat. You know how, I don't know, you don't watch the same podcasts I do, but usually it's like a couch and two people are sitting on either side of the couch and then they just like cut between the two people, or it's just like one straight on.
like Garrett
I don't-
and Andrew.
I don't know how to edit something like that. I think the fact that they have two cameras allows them to edit it well. So like if you cut out a section of silence or
Like
something
if I
you don't
have
want
to
to talk
pick
about,
my nose,
if
you
you're
can just
picking your
put,
nose,
like,
I can
yeah.
switch to the other camera, but then that means I have to have two cameras and now I have to edit video too, and I seriously need to hire someone to help me with the podcast. So let's start with having people listen to the podcast. That's number one. Everyone listen to the podcast, share it with your friends, scan the QR code in the back of my car, and share it. Then maybe we can get someone to help us out. I don't have friends. The pandemic, I don't have any friends. There's no friends.
I didn't
Hi,
have
Gina.
I didn't have
I have no
friends
friends.
before the pandemic. And I
You
still don't.
Mom's your friend.
Shut up.
Mom's your only friend.
We watched Ghosties last night.
Okay. Weren't you supposed to come do laundry at my house on Sunday?
No, I did last night so I could hang out with Mom and watch Ghosties.
See?
She texted me in like early afternoon, "You still coming over tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do laundry and we have Ghosties to watch." She's like, "Great, what do you want for dinner?" And like I'm her favorite. Like she don't
That's all right. I'm Dad's favorite. Why do you think this is the Favorite Daughters podcast?
All right, I'll give you Dad.
You'll give me Dad? Like it's a concession?
Mom gets Grandma's money.
I'm pretty sure we're all in there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Anyway, all I know is you guys can split the 1%, and I'm not taking care of anyone. No offense.
no, we already said we'll give Steph the extra 1%. She just has to take care of them and wipe their ass.
I thought you were taking Mom and she was taking Dad, and
Oh, that's
I got
right.
scot-free.
Me and Mom are gonna move. Me and Mom are gonna move to Miami and let two other little ladies live with us.
and become the Golden
And
Girls?
I'm gonna change my name and
to Blanche?
I'm gonna call her Ma. I would be Dorothy.
I don't know anyone's names except for Blanche, so I just said Blanche, okay?
I tease Mom and I say she better behave or I'm sending her to Shady Pines,
What's Shady Pines?
the horrible retirement home that Dorothy sent her mom to, and then it closed. So then she
I
had
have
to
no idea what you're talking about.
watch Golden
Because
Girls.
I don't watch the Golden Girls, because I'm not 80.
Listen. The Golden Girls are iconic. Okay?
Okay.
And Betty White was the oldest one on that show.
And she's still
and
alive.
She's the only one still alive.
It's amazing. I don't know. We're gonna lose a national treasure when Betty White dies. Maybe she's a reptilian.
Oh, definitely. No,
maybe she's a reptilian because she's so old and she can't.
She's
like,
not a reptilian.
Okay.
I feel like she'd either be a gray or a tall white.
but she's not tall.
You don't really have
Not
to be
blonde.
tall.
She's not blue-eyed.
She's got white hair. She's very pale,
That's true.
which means she could be a gray.
Mom's a gray.
Mom's Polish.
She's got negative blood. Is she though?
I think so.
Because we've been calling her Polish our whole lives, and now we're just discovering that we really just think Mom has ADHD too.
Yeah. Probably. That's where we got it from. Maybe that's where ADHD comes from. The negative blood.
ADHD comes from negative blood?
Yeah.
The RH negative blood?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it could be alien. It could be alien, so why couldn't it cause ADHD?
Because there's people without negative blood that have ADHD.
It's aliens. It's always aliens.
It's always aliens.
The Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know that guy? There's the guy with the crazy Kramer hair, and then there's the other guy who's always saying,
Anunnaki.
I literally will play it for you once we're done, and he says it that way every single
Yeah.
time. Every single time. And I still don't know who the Anunnaki are because of that show.
Aliens. Just aliens.
What celebrities have we got?
Keanu Reeves.
That's it.
Steve
That's
Buscemi.
your whole list is
I bought
Keanu
a
Reeves,
book
Steve
and started
Buscemi,
reading.
and
That's
now
literally where I went. Actually, the other person I had on the list was Patrick Stewart.
ooh, I actually feel like he's not an alien.
He doesn't age.
There's
There's
nothing-
people
Yes, he
in this
does.
world that don't
He
age
ages
the
very
same
gracefully.
way
No,
as
no,
other
no.
people.
I feel like people who go bald
Yes.
younger don't look like they age. Because the same thing happened with, what's his name?
Every bald person ever.
Die Hard.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis,
Damn,
thank you.
that's definitely
Yes.
true. He ages really fast when he's young, but then once the hair is gone, then it just
It
freezes
stops.
for life.
That's an
true.
interesting. But what about Sam Elliott?
No,
He didn't age for like 50 years.
But that's I think the hair again. He was
He
gray
has
and
hair.
white forever.
That's
So
true.
you
He
think it has
he
to do with the
gray
hair?
early.
Aging has to do with the
I
hair.
think it could be, but also Sam Elliott is suspiciously young looking for a very long time.
I mean, he looks old now, but like he still,
but it still is
looks
like
too
he's
young
aging
to
suspiciously
be.
slowly.
Yeah, like what is in these people's DNA
But-
that makes them age so slowly?
How do we feel about Brendan Fraser? He aged pretty harsh. Love him, but like, have you?
I'm going to defend Brendan Fraser right now. He's had some unflattering, you're going to Google it. He's had some unflattering photos, but let's be honest, he's a very handsome man and anyone can take unflattering photos. There are also very flattering photos of him recently. Okay, that's a shitty photo. That's not a representative photo.
Literally.
That's a bad picture.
People are allowed
is
to have
still
weight
very
fluctuations,
cute.
okay?
He's still very cute. He's just older. Those pictures are, first of all, like 50 years apart. So, number one.
It's called slowing metabolism when you hit your 30s.
And I feel like people, like, really jump on...
That's an unflattering photo.
Yes,
That's a bad one.
Yes, people jump on bad pictures of Brendan Fraser to be like, oh, look how old he's gotten. But it's like, he's had some good, like, professionally taken photos as an older gentleman that are recent, and he looks phenomenal. See? Oh my God! I mean, come on.
Why does he look like Tim Allen?
I would do that. No, look at him. Look, he's so handsome.
He looks really good there.
He looks
But
so good
It's
still.
the hair, like that. He just.
It's just a bad
It's
photo.
a bad photo.
Did he get hair plugs?
I think so.
That looks like he's
Well,
thinning
you know
in that
what?
picture.
More power to him.
No, I don't care.
I will
I'm just
defend
curious.
this man to the day I die. I think
I
he's
still
a national
love
treasure.
him.
He's a
I
national
still love
treasure.
Did you want me to read a
No.
famous last quote?
Yes. Yes. We will end with this quote because it's a good quote. I think you read it the other day. You got to read it into the microphone properly.
I got to find it.
This is good.
I got to find it. All right. H.G. Wells. Their famous last words were, "Go away, I'm all right."
This has been another episode of the Favorite Daughters Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at FavoriteDaughtersPod. And if you have any questions, comments, or stories, reach out to us at favoritedaughterspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear anything you'd like to share, and we may even read it on the podcast.